Students, today we are going to see the lesson Computer Hardware Components. In the introduction part, we have what is hardware and what is software. So, what is hardware? Hardware, they are the things that we can touch and feel and we can work with it. And here we have a very common hardware devices: monitor, CPU, keyboard and the mouse. And now what is software? Software, they are the programs that makes our hardware to be useful for the user. So we have many softwares here. As you can see in the picture, we have Skype, we have Net, we have Google Chrome, we have a Word document, we have presentation, and these are all called as softwares. But what will be the difference between the hardware and the software? Here you have some differences about what is hardware and what is software. So the first point will be software. It refers to the collection of programs, but in the hardware it's a physical part of a computer system that helps us to process our particular task. And the second point will be the computer system's software cannot be executed without hardware. Without hardware, we cannot use a software at all. In the hardware, if you see, hardware cannot be performed without any special software. So, they are related with each other. The third point will be software we cannot touch. As I already told you, things that are felt and that can be touched, they are called as hardware. Hardware we can see and touch. The last point for the difference will be software can be reinstalled if a program, if a particular problem is not solved. But in the hardware can be replaced if a particular problem is not solved. They both can be reinstalled and replaced if a particular problem is not solved at all. Okay. Here in the next heading, we are going to see about some important internal components of the computer. We have many devices, we have many hardware devices like keyboard, mouse, printer, monitor, etc. But we have some other devices also that we are going to see and deal with in this lesson. The first internal hardware components of the computer we are going to see in this lesson is about CPU. As you all know very well, CPU is the brain of the computer. So CPU is considered as the important part of the computer system. Okay, it controls and it functions the whole computer system as the brain. Okay, then this computer CPU, it will controls the functioning of the entire computer system as well. And you know very well what is the full form for the CPU. It will be Central Processing Unit. Okay, yes, this CPU, they will have a small chip inside the cabinet. Inside the CPU cabinet, if you open it and see, there are so many different parts. There are so many different hardware devices. It is there located inside the CPU cabinet. So we are going to see what are all the different parts available inside the CPU cabinet. And here you can see the pictures. The first picture is called a small chip. A computer CPU is having a small chip that is called microprocessor. Okay, and on this which the circuit of the computer is built, and all the other part of the computers, they are monitors, keyboards, mouse, printers. All the circuits, all the other parts of the computer circuits are connected to this microprocessor only. Okay, and the CPU, it functions a main important performance inside the computer system. Okay, it will process all the instructions and all the commands that are given by the user, and it will make the whole process, and finally it will give out the output. Okay, and each and every hard devices takes the instructions from the CPU only. The CPU will give all the instructions to all the other devices, all the other hardware components of the computer system, and it will also ensures that if a process has been completed, the next process should be carried out. If one particular task is completed, then the CPU will give the instructions to take the devices to take the next part of the problem or the process. And it will also ensure if all the process and all the instructions are over, the computer should give out the exact result. So this is the functions of the computer's CPU. And this picture you can see, the first one is called microprocessor, and the second one is called motherboard, and the third part is called RAM, RAM. Okay, we will see now what are the functions of CPU. What the functions of CPU is we are having. The first function will be it inserts a set of instructions. It will be having a set of instructions, and that is going to be processed later. Okay, the CPU inserts a set of instructions on the data available to it. Okay, and this set of instructions is called program. Okay, and the CPU will process that type of instructions which was given to it. Okay, and it will also take care of this free space and the allocated memory space to each and every task or problem. Okay, and some free space or some free memory would always be kept for any urgent situation or for any urgent task or issues. Okay, finally the CPU takes care that the final output or the final result should be delivered on time. So this is the main functions of the CPU. First one is it inserts a set of instructions. The second part is this will process the instruction that was given to the computer. The third function is it takes care of the free and the allocated memory space, and it will have some more free space for any urgent purposes. And the final functions of CPU will be the CPU will give away the output on time. And the next heading will be SMPS. So this one you can see inside the computer system, and this is called SMPS. The full form for SMPS is switched mode power supply. Okay, and this is a power supply that switches the regulator to control and to stabilize the output voltage by switching the load current on and off. Okay, this is a part of a power supply that will regulate, and it will act as a stabilizing purpose also by switching the load current on and off. And this power supplies, it offers a great power consumption, and it will reduce the overall power loss. Okay, and this SMPS, it is a very powerful supply unit, and it was mostly used in the desktop type of computers and televisions and all the other electronic devices and transistors and ICs as well. Okay, and this type of SMPS we are using in each and every part of the CPU, and this SMPS is used in the computer mainly for reducing the heat. If you see in that picture, you can see this is they will have a small fan they'll be having. So for this purpose they will reduce the heat. Okay, thank you students.